Mundane right view. Now let us dive deep into Dhamma. Please listen attentively. While journeying through samsara, the Buddha found out that being born as a human is the result of wholesome karma, meritorious actions, done across past lives, and it is very rare to become a human. If one recognizes this as well as Buddhas arising and teaching the path to liberation from suffering, the Dhamma, also that the noble Sangha exists as those who walk this path, and that acts such as serving one's parents and supporting one's children are righteous deeds. This belief is known as mundane right view, the right view of ownership of karma and its results. Now the time has come to explore what is the noble truth of suffering. Well, don't you agree that performing wholesome deeds is difficult? The Dhamma path taught by the Buddhas is difficult. Supporting one's parents and children is difficult. Escaping the 4 lower realms is difficult. Even becoming a Deva or Brahma is difficult. And even if one becomes a Deva or Brahma, since life in those realms is not eternal, one may again fall back into the 4 lower realms, and that is suffering. Attaining the paths and fruits leading to Nibbana, such as Sotapanna and Arhant, is also difficult. Thus, simply by being born, all of this is difficult, and difficult means experiencing suffering. When all this is considered, this is the noble truth of suffering. Now let us understand the noble truth of the origin of suffering and the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. The cause of suffering is craving, tanha, which leads to repeated birth in the 3 realms of existence. The cessation of suffering occurs when craving is eradicated, eliminating the cause of rebirth and thereby ending all suffering across the 31 planes of existence. With compassion, the Buddha showed us the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. The Buddha explained that craving is the main cause of suffering and taught that the cessation of craving is the way to liberation. However, the Buddha did not simply instruct, "O blessed ones, destroy craving." Instead, he prescribed the noble eightfold path, Arya Thangika Magga, headed by right view, Sammaditi, as the means to eradicate craving. When one cultivates the noble eightfold path, the conditions for craving to arise no longer form as they gradually develop wisdom while walking on the noble eightfold path. The wisdom to realize the true nature of sense-based experiences, yatha bhutanyana, seeing reality as it truly is. This is called the supramundane right view, Lokotara Sammaditi, and thus craving gradually ceases as one sees reality as it truly is. However, the supramundane right view cannot be attained without mundane right view. The Buddha further advised that without noble friendship, listening to true Dhamma from them, without wise reflection or wise contemplation, and without practicing in accordance with the Dhamma, it is impossible to attain the right view of the noble eightfold path, law of cause and effect. Gavampati Sutta underscores that the 4 noble truths are a complete system. Partial understanding is insufficient for liberation. The Buddha says, "Monks, one who sees suffering also sees the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. One who sees the cause of suffering also sees suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. One who sees the cessation of suffering also sees suffering, the cause of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering." One who sees the path leading to the cessation of suffering also sees suffering, the cause of suffering, and the cessation of suffering. Therefore, we must carefully understand the 4 noble truths through exploring true Dhamma if we want to end suffering. The 10 fetters that bind beings to samsara. When noble ones fully comprehend, see, and realize the 4 noble truths within themselves, they are no longer bound to the 3 bhavas of existence. They transcend all 31 realms of existence. Transcending the world, Lokuttara, means liberation. Arhants, while still living, continue to function in the world, yet they are free from it. They have transcended the world. Nacha kinchi loke upadiyati. They grasp nothing in the world with clinging, whether in mind, body, or speech. Blessed ones, the Buddha taught that until one attains arhantship, there are 10 fetters that bind beings to rebirth across all 31 planes of existence. 1. Sakkaya Ditti, the view of self, wrongly identifying the body as I, mine, or my soul. 2. Vichikicha, doubt, skepticism toward Dhamma. 3. Silabbata paramasa, attachment to wrong rites and rituals, mistakenly believing that practices like nudity, animal sacrifice, or praying to an imagined omnipotent god can lead to liberation. 4. Kamaraga, craving for sensual pleasures, desire for gratification of the six senses. 5. Paṭicca, ill will, resentment when desires are unfulfilled. 6. Rupa Raga, craving for fine material existence, desire for rebirth in the 16 Rupa Brahma realms. 7. Arupa Raga, craving for immaterial existence, desire for rebirth in the 4 Arupa Brahma realms. 8. Mana, conceit, thinking I am superior, I am equal, or I am inferior. 9. Uddaka, restlessness, agitation of mind, inability to settle in meditation. 10. Avidya, ignorance, the delusion that veils the Four Noble Truths, suffering, its cause, its cessation, and the path. In an Arahant's mind, these 10 fetters do not arise, as he is fully awakened and possesses the wisdom to see reality as it truly is all the time.